A single software platform now exists with the capacity to ingest a city's digital footprint, synthesize it to identify threat patterns, and alert authorities to events before they occur. Today, governments on every continent rely on it. But 20 years ago, this level of oversight was impossible. Global intelligence agencies were struggling to manage vast amounts of data trapped in disconnected servers. Information lived in strict silos, meaning an analyst in one department often had no technical means to search the files stored by another department in the same building. The intelligence failures leading up to the September 11th attacks revealed the high stakes of this fragmentation. Critical data points existed within different agency databases, but because those systems could not communicate, no single entity could see the developing plot in its entirety. During the subsequent crisis hearings, the structural bottlenecks were finally made public. The FBI and the CIA utilized incompatible technological infrastructures. They were effectively speak different digital languages, making it impossible to share databases, even during a national emergency. Human analysts alone could no longer process the sheer volume of modern information. The tragedy proved that traditional methods were failing, creating an urgent demand for a technological overhaul of the entire intelligence community. In 2003, Palantir Technologies was founded to bridge this gap. Established by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp, the company was named after the Seeing Stones from The Lord of the Rings, tools that allowed their users to observe events from vast distances. CEO Alex Karp approached the problem through a philosophical lens. He argued that it was possible to develop software powerful enough to identify terrorists while incorporating safeguards to preserve civil liberties, attempting to solve the tension between state security and individual privacy. Early development was supported by In-Q-Tel, the venture capital arm of the CIA. This funding allowed Palantir to build its initial prototype, ensuring the software was designed from the beginning to meet specific requirements of the intelligence community. In 2008, the company launched Palantir Gotham. It was an operating system designed for defense agencies to do what humans could not: integrate millions of disparate data points into a single searchable environment. Gotham moved intelligence work away from traditional hardware contractors and toward a Silicon Valley model. By prioritizing data analysis over physical infrastructure, Palantir changed how agencies processed information and identified threats. Gotham functions as a data integration layer. It does not generate its own information. Instead, it sits on top of an organization's existing, unorganized databases to synthesize them into a usable format. The first pillar of this system is data fusion. Gotham takes records that are usually stored separately, like spreadsheets, bank logs, and field reports, and integrates them into a single profile. This allows an analyst to see every recorded interaction associated with a specific subject instantly. The second pillar is link analysis. Every subject, phone number, and financial transaction becomes a node in a digital network. The software maps the connections between these nodes, revealing relationship structures and communication patterns that would be invisible in a standard database. Third is the timeline view. This allows users to observe how these connections evolve over time. By scrubbing through the data, analysts can identify the specific sequence of events that form threat patterns. This process relies on intelligence augmentation. The goal is to use algorithmic speed to handle the raw data, leaving final judgment to the human operator. By turning fragmented digital traces into a structured network, Gotham provides decision-makers with a tool for navigating complex environments in real time. This technology is now used across a wide variety of sectors, far beyond the initial scope of the CIA. In humanitarian contexts, the software maps rescue logistics during natural disasters. Following Hurricane Florence, Palantir's tools were used to synthesize flood data and track the locations of displaced persons to coordinate relief efforts. International security agencies like the IAEA utilize the system to synthesize global data streams. By combining satellite imagery with surveillance feeds, they can verify nuclear compliance across vast geographic regions. European police forces have also adopted the system. In the UK, Bedfordshire Police used it to track gang communications, while Danish authorities deployed the software to identify crime hotspots through predictive modeling. By providing the software foundation for these diverse missions, Palantir has integrated its platforms into the standard operational workflows of dozens of democratic governments. However, the same interoperability that allows the software to track threats also makes it a powerful tool for domestic surveillance. Amnesty International reported that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement utilized Palantir's Falcon system to facilitate mass raids and deportations. The software allowed agents to cross-reference federal records with private databases to track individuals on a national scale. In the UK, civil liberties groups like MedAct raised concerns over the integration of sensitive health datasets into Palantir systems. They warned that if this data were shared with other government departments, it could be used for state-driven tracking or profiling. The company faced a significant legal challenge in Germany. The Federal Constitutional Court evaluated how police forces were using the software to cross-compile data and ultimately ruled that certain predictive applications were unconstitutional. Founder Alex Karp has acknowledged that these tools are powerful and potentially dangerous, noting that any technology capable of this level of analysis requires strict oversight. As this infrastructure becomes a permanent fixture within our institutions, we are left with a central tension. If we have built a system that can see everything, how do we ensure there is sufficient oversight on the watchers?